I need to adjust my chair slightly. Good start. Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Hazel Jane and I like to paint crap on my face. If you couldn't tell by the angsty teen kind of editorial clown vibes that I have going on right now. However, we are not actually here to talk about makeup today. Not that we talk about makeup very often on my channel. We are back today for another little seasonal haul from one of my favorite brands, Killstar. If you've been on my channel for a while, I have done a few different haul videos and reviews and sort of unboxing stuff for Killstar and the content I have been buying from them for over a decade, so I'd like to think I kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. I don't care how the official seasonal calendar works. As far as I'm concerned, it is winter, so this is a winter haul. I've been super excited to share all this stuff with you. It's stuff that I've actually had for a little while now because I wanted to give most of it a bit of a test run, wear some of it, use some of it, so that when it came to doing the kind of the haul video here, I had a bit of experience with like how the product performed and how it wears, that kind of thing, so I can give you a bit more of an informed opinion rather than just opening the box and going, ooh, because I mean their stuff is still quite pretty. So, but we have a lovely mix of some homeware, some clothing, like outerwear stuff. It's all very cold weather, winter, cold stuff. Full disclosure, Killstar have very kindly gifted me most of the things in this video, but I will still give my honest opinions on everything because my face is too expressive for me to lie about it anyway. So let's get to hauling. So I want to start off with the homeware stuff. So we have something for the kitchen first, which is very exciting. These two actually only turned up like a couple of days ago because they've only just like come into stock. They were like launched and announced a little while ago, but oh, these are made of glass. Please don't break, please don't break. Don't drop them, don't drop them, don't drop them. Oh, how I love novelty. These are the CRANIUM wine glasses. Now, they do sell these in like other colours. I know there's a plum one as well. The plum ones are really, really pretty, but I went with these because they match our kitchen a bit better. These ones have got like a grey tint to them. You can see there's like the little darkening over the stem. The stem is so thin and like it just feels so delicate. I am genuinely a bit scared about using these because I am clumsy. So these will only be coming out on very, very special occasions. These are £20 for the set of two, which I'd say is reasonable. I will be honest, I'm not too versed up on the average prices of like wine glasses because I don't drink wine. But if you're not a big wine lover, then it's okay because they have them as just regular little drinking glass as well. I think they're actually like the same size, just without the stem. The drinking glasses as well, you can get them in like the plum coloration or just the clear ones, but these are £15 for the set of two, which yeah, that's I'm really happy with that price. It's like £7.50 each, so they're fairly decent size as well. Don't get me wrong, it would potentially cost you a bit of a fortune if you were trying to like fully kit out your kitchen with this kind of glassware or hardware. At least for us, these are very much like we'll have the little set of two for me and my partner, and then everyone else can just have. These are like special occasion glasses. I did wonder if they were going to be a bit too sort of like novel because they're part of a huge homeware collection by Killstar that is all very like cranium and skull based, but they've lent a lot more into just anatomy in general. I know there's like little tea sets that it's like the bones and a spinal cord. I can't remember what they're called. Not vertebrae. Is it vertebrae? Maybe? Or the neck? I don't know. They've got a lot of bone stuff, but for sort of kitchen utensils, it actually works quite well. They have like little measuring cups that are little skulls again, little measuring spoons in the shape. There's a very big overriding skull theme, or cranium in this case, I guess. They're pretty comfortable to hold as well. I did wonder if it was going to be a bit awkward because of all the like bumps and indentations and stuff. Weirdly enough, the eye socket makes a very comfortable little like finger hold. Whether that was intentional or not, I don't know, but now that I've moved those glasses to one side so they are safe. The next item that I have is a pillow because I do not have enough of them. In my autumn haul, I got one of their pillow cases, which just went on a pillow that we already had. But this one is actually like it's a pillow. Look how pretty it is. And look, it's is
bats.
It's got like a velvety finish, but then the bats have got like a almost felt feel to them. So there's a nice little difference in texture with it. It is a pillow, but you can take the pillowcase off so you can wash it and everything and all that stuff. But it's a decent size, it's nice and squishy, so it's very, very comfortable. What I like about it as well is that even though it's bats, so again, it could be a bit novelty-esque because of the way they've done the patterning with like this fit and this design. If you don't look at it too hard, it just looks like a pattern. You don't immediately see the bat. It works quite nicely as a very sort of stylish pillow rather than a, you know, it's bats. But this is the Dusk Velvet Flocked Cushion. I hear the word flocked a lot. I don't actually know what it means. Is it a texture? Is like a material thing, I think. This is £28, which seems a lot for a cushion, but because you're getting the cushion and the cover, it's not. It's like, meh. I know cushions are one of those things that generally they are like surprisingly expensive. It's not super often that you get like the cushion cover with the cushion. The little mushroom cushion that I got from Killstar before, that sits in our living room because we've got a bit of a green theme going on in there. But this one sits in our bedroom because our bedroom is all very monochrome and this. But speaking of bedroom, the next item that I have, I can't really show you in this space because it is a bed set, which is currently on my bed. So I will insert some lovely B-roll style footage over the top so that you can see what it actually looks like. Oh, but before I do that, I can show you the lovely little bag that it came in. It has like a little drawstring dust cover sock, which I thought was really cute and I thought would be really useful for like storage when it's all like been washed and put away. But I will be honest, I physically don't think I could fold it back up the right way for it to fit into this bag, but I appreciate the concept. But this is the Dance Macabre bedding set. So it's the duvet cover along with 2 pillowcases that have this like skeleton death dance motif on it, if you couldn't get that from the name. There's loads of extra detailing on it with the patterns. There's like little hourglasses and candles and just lots of little motifs and images that all work really well together. Now this comes in 3 sizes, so you can get it for a single bed, a double, or a king size. Now I have wanted to try some of the bedding from Killstar for the longest time because I absolutely adore some of the designs that they have, and I know their bedding and just soft furnishings in general are like super soft. I've had blankets from them before and obviously pillows, things like that, and it's all very cozy but like really cool looking. I had a little look at like some of the reviews beforehand and a lot of people were saying that they were like pleasantly surprised by the quality of it, because I'll be honest, they're not cheap. So the set is £90, which bedding and like duvet covers and stuff, again, it's one of those like adult costs that just seems so much more expensive than you ever think it's going to be. And I know that if you look at getting like really high quality and thread counts and materials, it's like bedding costs can be way up there. Now I believe it is actually the same price for like each size. It's not one of those where you pay more if it's bigger, because I know that is a case for some of them. Part of me was a bit apprehensive because I can be a bit iffy with like certain textures, especially for like bedding. I've had bedding before where it's been quite cheap, so it's been really like scratchy and just not very soft, but I was genuinely really surprised with how nice this duvet set feels. For me, it falls somewhere between like cotton and silk, so it's not super soft or like slippery, but it's just got, I don't know how to describe it. It is so cozy. I genuinely do look forward to going to bed at the end of the day because I know that I get to wrap myself up in this because it just feels really nice. I sound like such a weirdo right now. Similar to the other items with the print on this, because it is all very like skulls and skeletons and that kind of thing. Again, I was somewhat apprehensive that it might seem a bit, not tacky, but super busy patterns on bed sets can sometimes end up looking a bit childish. We did have a duvet set that I got for Halloween, I think last year or something, that had these like little ghosts all over it. It did kind of look like a child's bed set, I can't lie. I just saw the ghosts, I thought they were cute. Whilst this set does have like a very busy print on it, because it's all monochromatic and most of the colours are quite muted. There's like the few spots of white on the skulls, but the rest of it is just different shades of grey. It's not as like jarring to look at because you're not just looking at this constant contrast between black and white. It's subtle enough that it doesn't look out of place, if that makes sense. Full disclosure, I don't know if I would have paid £90 for a duvet set like this had I not known like the texture and what it would feel like. Because I know that it is now that kind of feeling, I would be more inclined to spend the money on it because I know that I like it. But I know for me at least, £90 for a bed set does still feel a little bit like but I can definitely notice the difference in quality over the like £30 bed set that I get at Halloween because it's novel. Okay, sticking with the bed theme for a moment. The next item is, I'll be honest, I'm still not entirely sure what it is. So basically it's a comforter, which I don't know what a comforter is. Like, what does that mean? Is it a duvet? Is it a sheet that goes, is it like a little duvet that goes on top of a sheet? I know it's a very American thing. From what I can gather, it's like a cross between a blanket and a duvet. So it's like a thick blanket or a thin duvet that you would put over the top of a sheet on your bed. I mean, I'll be honest, I've just put it over the top of my regular duvet at the minute because it's winter and it's cold as balls right now. But this is the BEASTIE Bloom printed microfiber comforter. This is so nice. The underside of it is so soft. The top side with the design has much more of like a silky feel to it, and it's essentially, from what I can tell, it's like a duvet that's kind of sewn into the cover, or the cover's sewn into the duvet, I guess. But this has worked so well as an extra layer over our duvet recently because obviously when the temperatures have dropped, like our room gets so cold. So just having this like extra layer over the top, it's genuinely made a difference at night. So it's really, really nice for that. And little sort of like bonus side effect to it, because it is essentially just adding like a slightly thinner duvet over the top, it gives our bedding almost like a weighted blanket kind of feel. So I've genuinely noticed that like when I get into bed, when I've got this comforter over the top, I genuinely move around a lot less when I'm trying to settle because I have this like super cozy, really soft, semi-weighted blanket scenario. So overall, it is just a very, very pleasant sensory experience. The pattern on it is absolutely gorgeous. I love this design with the roses and the florals. It's so pretty. Everything's still muted enough that it's not really like jarring being on a bed or in a bedroom. Personally, I'm not a big fan of like super bright colors in my bedroom. They are way too distracting for me when I'm trying to sleep. This comforter does only come in one size, but it fits over our king size bed really, really nicely. I don't know if they do comforters in like single or double. I mean, you could still get it for a double, it would just overhang quite a lot, but I don't know if they do any comforter styles for single beds. But you can see here it obviously just sits very nicely over the top of our regular duvet. I did notice with the design, obviously where it is kind of almost like a quilt, there are little bits where you can see it's been like sewn into the material underneath, so it does have like a semi-quilted effect. And because of it having like the silky material over the top, it does crease very, very easily, which personally I couldn't give less of a crap about, but just to be aware of the fact that it does then obviously crease very easily. And because of it being like an all-in-one built-in system, I think it is dry clean only, so it's a bit of a pain in that respect. One thing I will say as well though, I think during the summer when it gets hot, like I said, it is essentially, it's just like a thinner duvet, so I imagine it would work quite nicely during the summer as like a lighter cover. I will be honest, the price of this one does make my eyes water a little bit because it is £105. I have never bought or owned a comforter before, so I don't really know like what the general pricing is for that. It's just on the surface of it, it feels like a lot, but it is really high quality. I have genuinely noticed a difference at night when I sleep with it. Like I don't know if I would want to pay full price for it, but it's definitely one that I have sort of saved in my wish list whenever there's like sales or offers going on. I think that was all the homeware stuff that I had, so we're now moving on to the clothes side of things, but very much in keeping with the winter, cold weather vibe. The first item that I have to share is one that I'm actually wearing. So let me just, oh, I have food down it. You'll have to ignore the like minor food stains that I have on it. I have been living in this for about a week now. This is really leaning into the like edgy clown territory now. But this is the Bad to the hoodie. Obviously the joke there being the bones. So it's this really cool like half and half printed design with the whole like reflective skelly vibe on it. But it also has this really cool like t-shirt over long sleeve. So it has like a super casual kind of vibe with it. Yeah, the back is just plain and the hood's just the hood. The drawstring on it, I will say, is unbelievably long. And I don't know how, but it constantly ends up getting like super, super short on one side and then really long on the other. So I do have to keep adjusting that quite a lot. But that being said, it is really, really comfortable. It is quite thin, so it is really good for layering, and it worked really well and it's like autumn going into winter. But yeah, just beware, it's not like a super, super thick, cozy hoodie. It's just, but it is really soft, it is really comfortable. But this hoodie is £55, which again, it's like, hoodies is a weird one for me because obviously you can get like super cheap ones or like sweatshirts almost, but then I know other styles of hoodie, especially anything like band or merch related, like they are crazy expensive. £55 is like the higher end of the lower end, if that makes any kind of sense. I don't know if people use that kind of logic that I do. Girl math. But it is really high quality, it is very comfortable, it's got a good sleeve length on it, so again, that works really well when it's cold because you can just... I got it in... trying to find the thing. Oh, there it is. Ah, yeah. So I got this in an XL because I do like my hoodies to be a bit more on the like oversized size. But again, it just worked better for the layering aspect because you can kind of throw it on over anything, but because it's thin, you can still wear a coat over the top of it without it being like super bulky. I did get another hoodie as well. This one is a double XL because it's technically for my other half who is very, very tall and I am not. But is that going to stop me from borrowing it? No, because, I mean, come on. It is so cool. This is the Soul Card hoodie, and obviously it has like the tarot card-esque design on the front. This one doesn't have any like special sleeve design. It is just a hoodie. And again, it's quite thin, so it would be really good in the summer, just as like a light layer to throw over. But again, works for autumn and winter because layering. I might put a counter up for how many times I say the word layering in this video. This hoodie is £45, which is definitely leaning more into what I would consider very reasonable for a hoodie with this kind of like design and sort of quality level to it. So the next two items are some winter weather essentials. So first of all, we have a little beanie hat. Oh, no, that wasn't as effortlessly cool as I was hoping it would be. This is the Lunar beanie, and again, I've been wearing this for a little while now because it's cold. Honestly, I think beanies are very essential for winter and just alternative wardrobes in general. The one thing I will say, obviously it's called the Lunar beanie and it has this like little moon symbol. Now, when you look at the design on the website, there is a bit of variation in this bit. When you look at the model who is wearing the hat, she is wearing this one. But when you then look at like the photographed product version, tell me it's not just me, right? There is quite a... Is it my head? My head like squishing it? No, because I mean that's a solid bit that's like sewn in. Yeah, it's a lot more like almost like hooked round. The model on the website, her beanie looks more like this one, so I don't know. But I do remember when this one turned up, I opened it and I was a little bit like, I don't think it's supposed to look like that. But it's not exactly the end of the world. Like, it still looks pretty cool and it doesn't affect the functionality of the hat in any way. Obviously, this is more of like a snug fit beanie rather than one of the loose ones that you can have the cool guy overhang at the back, which honestly I prefer because they're just so much ag. You have to readjust them and then they're too big. I'd rather just have ones like this that are just... But this beanie is £20, which, yeah, kind of a lot for a beanie, but kind of not. I don't know. It's really, really soft actually though. It's really comfortable and it's not super, even though it's snug, it's not like uncomfortably snug. Obviously they only do it in one size, but I mean there's a decent amount of stretch to it because I have a lot of piercings and just metal in my ears, and I've worn hats before where by the time I take them off I feel like all the metal in my ears has been digging into the side of my head. But I haven't found that with this hat so far. It's loose enough that it's still like comfortable for me. So if you have a lot of ear piercings and ear jewelry, you should be okay with this one. Now, have I given myself hat hair? It's not great. Now to go alongside my lovely little hat, we have a lovely little scarf. Oh, I say little, it's quite a big scarf. This is the Raven's Rose scarf. It is part of the Raven Mistress collection that I had a little review of in my autumn haul video. I have wanted to get my hands on this since that collection came out. I used to have this massive, huge, enormous scarf that I used to wear and basically live in during the winter. But then I lost it on a night out like 5 years ago and then have just never bought a replacement scarf since. But now I have one, so thank you, Killstar. It folds out very wide. Now, if I thought the beanie was soft, this is even softer. I don't know why I was queuing that up to be a much more dramatic comparison. It's very soft. But it has this really pretty rose embroidered pattern, and I think this is on, yeah, it's on like both ends, and then you've got all the fun little tassely bit. I do love a tassel. There's quite a lot of like just nice little detailing elements to this that I really, really like. So this combined with the beanie and the hoodie and a nice big coat, and it's just so cozy. Now, unfortunately, I think this scarf is actually currently sold out at the moment, but I believe it's normally £33, which I'd say is fair. It's a decent size, it's a really nice quality, it's got a really nice design and patterning on it. I will try and link it in the description if I can, but like I said, I think it's sold out at the moment because it's not currently on the website. But do you know what is in stock? Is the last two items that I had to share, which make up the final piece of the whole outerwear layering bundle, because we are going to be looking at some big ass winter coats. The first one I've had for a little while. I wore it pretty much throughout all of October and going into November as well, and it is the Tokyo Babe coat. It's like a 3/4 length, just big ginormous fluffy hood, really deep pockets. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is so cozy and very comfortable to wear. So I ordered it in a large. I will be honest, I probably should have sized up because it is a little bit snug when I have things on underneath it, especially in like the arms, because I completely forgot that anything like outer layer, you should really get the next size up for that exact reason. So that's on me. This worked really well for sort of autumn going into winter when it was starting to get a bit cold, but the fur trim on the hood you can detach. There's like little buttons on it, so if you don't want the big fluffy bit, you can just take that off. There's so much like detailing on it. So you've got like, look at the buttons. The buttons have got like little crescent moons and stars on them. Everything is very on brand. But obviously you've got the detailing of like the little straps on the arms. You've got the like embroidered sort of trim that basically covers the whole thing. I think my favorite part of the design is this like little shoulder thing. It goes all the way around. It's kind of like a little cape. There is probably some technical name for it, some like design terminology for it. I don't know what it is. If you know what that's called, please let me know, because I have been referring to it as a mini cape the whole time. But it just adds like such a nice structured element to it. Similar to the Lunar Owl cardigan that I tried in my last video, this coat is so nice in terms of like the shape that it creates when you got it on. It proper cinches in at the waist and then kind of floats out a bit at the bottom, so it's really, really flattering, which is very hard to do with any kind of winter coat because usually you end up just looking bulky and there's like zero shape involved or whatever. So I was very pleasantly surprised. This coat is £140. The Killstar coats in general, it's similar to their shoes. They are on the pricier side. But coats and shoes in general tend to be the most expensive items within kind of like clothing ranges. It's just a general thing, but outerwear can be very expensive. I know you can spend like a lot of money on a good winter coat. So whilst the price does make me weep a little bit, the use that I'm getting out of these coats is completely worth it. I was actually wearing this coat out not too long ago. Whether this is because I should have got the size up, I mean, possibly, but I noticed the top button was like a little bit loose, and then as we were walking around, it just like pinged off. I do have it in the pocket of a bag somewhere. It's not the end of the world if a button pops off because I can just reattach it, but just something to be aware of with like these styles of buttons because they're quite big and there's not a great deal of thread that holds them in place because of the design. The only other thing I would say about this coat is the hood, whilst very comfy and very stylish, is enormous. I should be going on some kind of expedition right now. I do like big, fluffy winter hood coats, winter coat hoods. However, because the inside of the hood is made of silk, I did find that if I put it on, it had a tendency to just... Because it's silk, if you try and like lift your head up, the hood stays where it is, and you can't like hook your head back under it. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. So I did notice that a bit walking around, is that if you try to have the hood up and it like slides forward, you have to move it yourself. So again, just something to take into consideration. I hadn't realised that would happen. Oh, maybe if I wear the beanie, actually, it wouldn't be as slippy against the silk. Maybe. It does get mildly annoying, but it does look pretty. So the final item that I have is officially my like winter coat. It's one that came out quite a while ago. It's been on my wish list for, it feels like a couple of years, if I'm honest. I know winter coats, like, they don't get many seasonal updates, so they keep a lot of the same designs if they're popular, but it is the Madame Mayhem coat, and it is, oh, it's just one of my favourite pieces. It's so nice. I absolutely adore long line coats. I always have, and this one is just... So obviously, because it is long line, it is significantly warmer to wear because you can proper wrap yourself up in it and it covers up most of your legs. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a hood, which is obviously not ideal for winter, but you can wear a hat or take an umbrella. So again, it's not the end of the world, but it has these like leather strap harness piece designs on the shoulders and going down the arms, and then just the most obnoxiously fluffy cuffs you have ever seen, along with the collar of the coat as well. This one I did remember to get in the size up, so I got this in an XL, and it worked perfectly for layering underneath, but still having like between like the faux fur collar and the sleeves. The amount of times I stand there and I just go, ugh. It has decent sized pockets with a zip on them, and the buttons have this really cool like pentagram thread design. Now, because obviously the thread comes through all of these different points, the buttons are significantly more secure than the ones on the other coat. And just in general, it's such a like well-made, beautiful, like, I love it. So this one is a little bit more expensive than the other ones. This one is £150, but it is a full-length winter coat. You're getting a lot for your money in that. I would say it's a very reasonable price for what you're getting. The other coat does button all the way up to under the chin, which is obviously really good if you don't have like a scarf or anything. Unfortunately, this one doesn't. The highest button is like here, and then it's just these bits. You can tuck them under, but they don't necessarily stay there. So I do sometimes find when I'm walking, I have to kind of like shrug the top of it together a little bit. But if I have a scarf on underneath, it's fine. This coat does make me feel like a very rich widow. That's the kind of vibe that I get from this coat. It's the kind of energy that it gives me. So big thank you to Killstar for adding that into my life. Now I almost forgot, but there is one last item that I wanted to give an honourable mention to as part of my sort of winter essentials. I would say essentials in brackets because it's a onesie, but when I tell you it is the comfiest damn onesie I have ever owned, and yes, I have owned quite a few, but it is the Familiar Woods onesie. It came out as part of their like catnap into the woods familiar loungewear collection. I actually have quite a few pieces from this collection because the patterns and designs on it are really, really cute. All of their loungewear stuff especially is crazy soft. But this onesie in particular has got this really cute print on it with these like fern leaves and the little eyes, but it's made of this like really soft, slightly fluffy material. So it just feels like I'm wearing a blanket as a bodysuit. It's so comfortable, and it's really, really warm. So they do it in 3 different sizes. So you've got extra small to medium, large to XL, and then you have like 3XL. Because these are sort of loungewear, they're not super fitted, they're very generous within those sizes. So my other half actually has the other onesie from this collection in the same size as me, and it fits him perfectly. And then on me, it does kind of look a bit like I'm wearing MC Hammer pants, but I can absolutely forgive that for how comfortable and how cozy it is to wear them, even if it means I have a very low-hanging crotch area. The other detail that I do really like about this onesie as well is that it's really stupid, but on the hood it has these like little padded cat ears on it. It's really dumb, but it makes me really happy. This onesie is £58, so it is quite a lot, but obviously it's like a full bodysuit. I have been living in it when we've been at home because it's just so cozy and perfect for like lounging around. And as you can see, it pairs very well with the vampire slippers that I have also from Killstar. And that brings us to the end of my little haul collection. I'm genuinely so happy with all the bits that I got, and I'm really happy that I gave myself a chance to sort of wear them and use them and try them out so that I could actually share like an informed opinion with you guys. Someone did comment on my last haul video that they appreciated that I gave more sort of in-depth reviews from like a consumer point of view rather than just an influencer or content creator, whatever you want to call it, because obviously at the end of the day it's people like you guys who buy it and then obviously have to use it. So I will always try and be very honest and fair in sort of my opinions on these kind of things. Obviously I do have a very soft spot for Killstar. They are one of my favourite brands and they do work very closely with me, which I am forever grateful for. But let me know in the comments down below which items were your favourite. I don't know if I can choose one. I think it might be the coat. The long coat. Well, both coats actually. Oh, just the whole lot if I'm honest. Big thank you to Killstar for working with me on this video and for sending me all these goodies to be able to share with everyone. I really appreciate it. Obviously, a big thank you to you guys for all of your support with my videos and my content. Without you guys, I would not be able to do this kind of stuff. So I love. If there's anything in particular that you guys would like to see or any styles of content that you would want me to do, please let me know in the comments down below. If there's any brands that you want me to have a look at or do reviews of, that kind of thing, again, just drop me a comment or suggestion in the box below. I'll link all the products from today's video in the description box down below as well if you did want to go and check out any of those items. But other than that, I hope you all have a fabulous day and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.